Let me tell you something. As a first-time instructor for a new course at the undergraduate level, you have to prepare so much material that you inevitably become somewhat dependent on the textbook. And therefore, the class that you're teaching is, at least to some extent, the quality of the class is at least to some extent determined by the quality of the textbook. And so the reason for that is because when you are preparing an undergraduate course for the first time, you are preparing for about 45 contact hours. Now, granted, you can do like class activities, things like that, but I mean, you have to, even if you have the knowledge, you do have to organize it and plan it and figure out what you're going to say on which day. I mean, I'm teaching training and development for the first time this summer, and I'm not ignorant of training and development. I have a knowledge base, but I have to figure out how to organize it. I do have holes in my knowledge, I've never taught the course before. But what I've found this semester, as well as in previous semesters, the more specialized the topic, training and development is a pretty specialized topic, at least within, well, it's a very specialized topic. It's usually taught as an elective course. It's not like a basic foundational psychology course. Maybe it's a foundational training course, in which case what I'm about to say doesn't apply. But it is the case that, in my experience, these specialized courses tend to have the worst textbooks. Like, I'm using a textbook that's the only available textbook. And it's so bad that you would be better off reading one review academic article instead of an entire chapter. It's like the person who wrote it is just, I know the person's like well published and is a contributing scholar to the field, but I mean the material is so ridiculous and so just seemingly trivial. I'm not even comfortable standing in front of a class of undergraduates who know nothing about the topic to teach it. I mean, there is a section in the textbook in the chapter on training design that discusses seating arrangements. And I'm not saying that like there's a section that reviews the theories of how different seating arrangements affect learning in a training program. I'm saying like it just describes the fact that you can have different seating arrangements, without any citations. Like the guy who wrote the textbook, he's just like filling in space. I mean, that is a trend I find in this textbook as well as other ones. Like the author is just filling in space. And now, why is that? It's because writing the textbook, there's plenty of motivation to do it. It's a highly lucrative business, selling textbooks. You have like this audience on demand, and there's no peer review process, so there's no mechanism to ensure the quality of that there's any quality to the textbook. So it's like the worst fucking source of information you could get, because it's money driven and there's no mechanism for quality. There's little incentive for quality. I mean, what is the incentive? I guess the incentive is to like not look like an asshole, but it seems like a lot of the writers of these textbooks are not deterred from looking like idiots. I mean, I don't get it, but I think it's a problem. It's one of the problems in education, and when I never make my students buy a textbook. I always tell them you can buy it if you want it. But it's just so rare that I find one that I think is respectable. In any case, don't believe textbooks. Don't rely on them. Don't think that they're accurate. They contain false information. They're written for money. They're not written for quality. Be a skeptic. Don't trust anything you read, especially a textbook.